Hi everyone, it's Nana, Foxy Mama 365, back again with another scoop of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 12, episode 16. Now, I really was waiting to, do this one. Normally, I would not listen to other people's reviews, but this time around, I wanted to hear what other people said. So any which way, this is my thought, okay? If you're a Kenya fan, I'm definitely not a Kenya basher. However, I'm not crazy about Kenya. You might know already. However, let's just dive in. It's called In the Name of Charity, okay? Now, I have a few things I'm going to start off with before I go into the episode. Now, the first thing is the true essence of the event for charity was to actually be able to mentor young men, young boys. And Marlo brought two kings to the event to be mentored. If I was Kenya, I think that Kenya kind of lost the ball there, because I would have been like, oh, okay, Marlo, you have these little boys. I'm going to put them right in front because they are the ones that really need to get this. They need to see other black men that are excelling and understand that, yes, there's a great path for black men as well, and that black men can do well. So Kenya definitely got that whole essence of the whole charity wrong. One. The second thing I was going to write on is, everybody has been saying, a lot of people have been saying that Marc came out and said at the end that, oh, he wasn't happy with the marriage, but that was not what he said. The question was, are you enjoying the ride that comes with marriage? And he responded, I hate it. I hate it. So Marc, everybody knows, and he qualified and said, everybody knows that I hate it. Marc wasn't talking about being married to Kenya. So stop with that BS. That's not what he was talking about. Marc was pretty much talking about the fame and publicity. That's what I got. Because the question wasn't, are you happy being married or do you hate being married? That wasn't the question. The question was, are you happy with the ride of being married? And I believe the person asking the question was talking about the fame and publicity of being with someone who has cameras following her and all of that. And you also heard him say, he also qualified it by saying everybody knows. Come on, not everybody knew that he hates being married. That's not true. But we all know that he definitely hates, being in the front of the cameras. He hates the camera life and being, in the public eye and all of that. That's for sure. So people can stop with that, oh, Marc said he didn't like, oh gosh, I got something in my eyes now. Anyways, Marc said he didn't like being married. That's not true. Kenya, die-hard fans. I love it. Ride with Kenya, die with her. That's cool. However, I do not think people are doing Kenya, I think they're doing Kenya a disservice by not letting her realize that marriage is a two-way street and she can learn a lot from this. However, I'm also happy to call Marc out on his BS. Without a doubt, Marc was definitely being an asshole about this whole situation, the whole event. And my thought to them would have been, why did they just get an event planner? Kenya didn't need to be running around like a headless chicken and all of that. And Marc saying, oh, you didn't do this right, you didn't get that right, and not being appreciated. So I think they could have actually used an event planner. The last one I was going to say is, Kenya, there are consequences for your actions. There are consequences for your actions, and pretty much like when you invite Tanya or you put Tanya down, you invited the cookie lady and all of that, and now you want Tanya and her man to come and support you. I probably guess you probably didn't think about it. So my point is, Kenya does a lot of shitty stuff, so it's hard for people to actually say, oh wow, she's being dragged by a man, which is totally wrong. I'm not going to condone a man, mistreating. No way. Nope, no. Marc is an asshole and a jerk for all of that, not being able to show appreciation to his wife. However, because Kenya has done so much to other people, she has disrespected other people's marriages, Phaedra's marriage, Portia's marriage, Christopher Williams' relationship, where she was talking and calling him a common law wife or common law stuff, whatever. Remember that, She said a lot of stuff, pimping out your daughter for John Lennon tickets and all of that. So a lot of things that she has done that it makes it harder for people to just, say, hey, Kenya, we get it, Any which ways, let's start at the very beginning. I'll come right back to Kenya and Marc, okay? Eva's baby shower, sunflower theme is really, really beautiful. Of course, they have a lot of games. Nini's in attendance. Kenya is there, and Kenya decided, nope, she's not doing this. She can't decide who she wants to talk with and all of that, even though she cannot be, decide who's going to be on the guest list and all of that. And of course, Nini is still on her apology tour, or she was, but I'm like, why does Nini still feel that she needs Kenya's friendship? After all, you are the head bitch in charge, right? So, if anything, Kenya should be the one chasing after you. Why are you chasing after Kenya and her friendship? Leave it alone. You guys don't like each other. Let it be. Tanya! But before we get to Tanya, they get to this sucking stuff, and Shamia is cheating because she literally cut up the bottle and she was able to suck everything down. But anyway, Tanya was going at it like, her life depending on that little bottle. But anyway, it was good fun. The ladies were able to catch up. And I'll see Candy trying to get Tanya and Kenya together to see if they can actually, make up before their trip to Greece. They're going to Greece for a girls' trip, which is kind of cool. We see Tanya talking with Kenya, and Kenya is kind of being, well, it would be nice, if your man can come and all of that. And no, Tanya is having none of it. She says, nope. She was going to talk to Paul about it, but you should have thought about this before you bought the cookies, okay? Kenya says she has apologized already, and it was her first time calling anybody C-U-N-T. And Tanya says, no, she's never been called out of her name. She's never been called that word. Nope. And it's kind of rude. Kenya is not, she says she's apologizing, but, and she says she's trying to be a better person, just like she's trying to be with Nini. And I'm like, that's not really a real apology. Anyway, she's like, well, she's got to go, and it's kind of rude. And Tanya is like, I really don't know what to do with this woman, But anyways, she says she will have a talk with Paul, but I don't think she ended up doing that any which ways. Moving on, I don't think this relationship, like I said, there are consequences for your action. I'm sure that when Kenya did this, when she did called the cookie lady, she didn't think she was going to need anybody's support anymore. I mean, she wouldn't have thought she would have needed Tanya's support or Paul's support, So there are consequences to your actions. So can you live with the consequences? What you have to ask yourself before, would you like it if someone did that to you if the tables were turned? I don't think she would have. Anyways, she says it was a frivolous claim, that the cookie lady had something with her boyfriend. And Kenya is saying, nope, it wasn't a frivolous claim to you. Kenya is so messy. And Candy is saying, girl, this ain't working. This is not how you're going to get Tanya to and her man to come for your event. Come on. Anyways, it was a bad apology from the start, and Tanya is having none of it. What do you guys think? So Candy is going to be on The Shy, and she's going to be a stud, I think she's going to be. Also, I love the program The Shy, and it's such a great program. I just watched the last season like a few weeks ago, and I'm like, yeah, this is really, really, I totally love the program. So kudos to Candy, Then we also see Kenya and Cynthia having a tete-a-tete. I didn't like this scene because Kenya is meant to be Cynthia's friend. However, I see her sowing seeds of doubt in her friend Cynthia, in her relationship with Mike. Cynthia's already feeling kind of insecure about the fact that Mike cheated on his past 2 marriages, and she's thinking, what makes her different? Why won't he cheat again? Such that you don't need a friend like Kenya. You should have a friend saying, oh, don't worry, you're different, you're special, and you guys can actually go for counseling and it will work out, right? However, we see Kenya say, oh, once a man is a cheat, if a man cheats, he will also tell a lie. He'll be a liar. He's such a good man. Kind of like when the devil was kind of tempting Jesus and saying, oh, well, if you're whatever, you can throw yourself down if you're the son of God. And Jesus is like, no, hello. So it's kind of like sowing that seed of doubt, trying to put that seed of doubt there to, is your relationship really on steady ground? So we see Kenya saying, oh, well, Marc, the stuff that has happened in the 3 years, she doesn't really know who he is. And everybody's like, yeah, you've only spent 6 months with him and you guys got married. So clearly you didn't really know who he was. And it's turning out that he's like some kind of chauvinistic whatever. But anyways, I don't think they should compare both of them, because we see Marc and Mike are 2 different people, just like Kenya and Cynthia are 2 different individuals. Their relationships too are different. We have not seen any bit of Marc being, chummy, lovey with Kenya, and which is kind of a disservice Kenya did to herself. I know she said Marc didn't want to be on the show. However, it would have just been nice and put the naysayers that have said, oh, she has always had a renter boyfriend, now a renter husband, just knock them out and said, hey, look, I really do have a man. If we had actually seen Marc and Kenya in a happy place, and seen the relationship actually grow and build. That's just my thoughts. Kenya and Marc. Oh, child. This was so cringe-worthy. It was so cringy. It was sad, Anyways, let's just dive right in. The charity is on. Kenya has had to go look for stuff for Marc to wear, and she comes in and she's like literally exhausted, which is why I said I think Kenya should have gotten an event planner. If she had done that, then she could have just stayed focused on looking beautiful, making sure her man looked good, and just making sure the other guests were happy, and pretty much just being above the fray, and just sitting pretty and sitting tight. Anyway, she comes with her suits, she comes with some ties, and Marc is like, oh, is that what you got? I told you 3 days ago. No, you only told me today. Oh, but any which ways, Marc, the fact is that she still got it done before the event, right? So you could have shown some appreciation and said, hey girl, oh, thanks. Okay, fine. You didn't do it when I asked you to do, but you've done it. So thank you. And he's there hobbling about, oh, he doesn't like the colors. Kenya's just as sparkly. And I'm like, my God. Ew. Now, Marc is beautiful on the outside, but I don't know what's on the inside. And obviously, we don't know what they've been through for him to be having such, cringeworthy interactions with her. So Kenya is like, look, she's going to do her makeup and her hair. And he's like, oh, you're just not before me. You are just not before me. You have to get your hair and makeup done too. Anyways, as we see Kenya leaving, and as she's going, she's shutting the door and she's shouting asshole under her breath. Very sad. Marc gets to the event and we see Mike and Cynthia come in, and Cynthia looks gorgeous. I didn't really like the dress, but she looks beautiful. It's a beautiful moment for them, and Marc is kind of not able to, I don't know, he's kind of like, you can tell that they're not really good friends. The wives are friends, but the men are not friends. Unlike where we have Portia and Tanya, who are friends, and their boyfriends or husbands, fiancés are also good friends. So it's kind of awkward. But anyways, Mike says he's there, he's going to do his thing, he's going to be the MC for the day. Cynthia is also there looking pretty. Eva comes in with her man as well, and they're all looking good. Now, this was also a bad thing because Kenya had asked Marc earlier on that, oh, did you talk to Mike? That's Eva's Mike. To say, hey, are you going to be able to talk or say something? At least give me a heads up. But we only see Marc saying it right there. He's like, oh, I've dealt with that. I've spoken to him. No, it's okay, And it's not. Because we see clearly Eva is saying, oh, you should have given us a heads up, In the confessional, she's saying, oh, you should have given him a heads up. Fair enough, he's used to being able to speak publicly. But there's some people that, just don't. And you can't just bring that up at the last minute and expect them to just be able to do that. Some people are scared of crowds. So he should have, properly organized that and given the guy a heads up and say, hey, this is what I want you to do. Please, can you do this? That would have just been nice. Anyways, at the event, Marlo comes in, and she comes in with her two kings, handsome looking young men. Marlo's looking excellent, great. And she's like, oh, she's going to look for her seat. And she's walking in front. And she's like, and Kenya's like, go to the back. And I think that this was really a miscommunication. Because Kenya was like, go behind, and I think she was expecting them to be on the table right behind her, but it wasn't clear to Marlo. So Marlo's like, oh, where am I going to sit? I think she was trying to see where Tanya was. But before this, also remember Tanya coming in with Portia and Kenya being on her silly. Kenya has walked in with Marc. Kenya kept the security man out for an hour and a half and didn't tell him she was. But anyway, she's a guard, so fair enough. But just be kind to people. That's it. That's my thought. So anyways, Tanya comes in with Portia first, and Tanya is trying to sit down with Portia and Dennis, and she gets bounced, okay? Demoted by Kenya. Kenya's like, you have to all sit on your seats, okay? Unfortunately, the seats were meant to be filled by Shamea and her man, and Shamea and her man are not there. And we hear Kenya and Marc talk and ask, oh, who's going to fill those seats? And there's nobody really to fill the seats. So it's kind of being petty. You see Kenya kind of unleashing her anger on Tanya, you know, or unleashing what she really wants to say to Marc, you know, which she can't, you know, do anything to. She's now unleashing it on other people. Same with Marlo. So Marlo's like, nope. And Marlo said something that I really wanted to acknowledge. Marlo said to the young men, don't ever let anybody treat you like you're second class or that you're second place, okay? So Marlo is leaving with the guys, with the young men, as she's going, of course, with Cynthia and Eva and Portia go after her and say, hey, Marlo, why are you leaving? No, there's a seat somewhere there, right beside us. Oh, okay. So Marlo goes back and she gets seated. It's just very uncomfortable for everybody because everybody's kind of like, okay, let's be on our best behavior because we don't know what's going on with Kenya and Marc. Kenya and Marc. And Kenya and Marc, like, I'm trying to ask Kenya, is everything okay? Is Marc happy? Is he excited? Who? What? Nope. Then of course we go ahead and hear Marc talking and saying to the camera people where he's asked first, oh, are you happy with the ride of being married? And he says, no, I hate it. Everybody knows I hate it. Then he goes on to say to the camera people, you have to end it 5 minutes, or you have to end it, otherwise I don't give a F what's going to happen. It's going to be really bad. Kenya, now you don't need this. You don't need Marc in your life. However, it will be nice. I know I see Kenya trying to be submissive, but that's not Kenya. However, it would be nice for her to learn a few lessons from this. The lesson being that the marriage is, you know, an institution that is, you know, we want to try and protect it. However, you also have to respect other people's marriages, and so that yours, you know, people can actually be there if something is going on with yours. It's just cringeworthy. It's kind of sad, you know. Of course, I also remember Nini talking to Wendy and Wendy saying, just let Kenya bury herself. And in a way, I think, yeah, I don't care less about Wendy. Wendy's not the right person to be giving advice any which ways, but Wendy was right. She's like, just leave Kenya be in her relationship. They will sort it out. But the following day after the event, Kenya and Marc announced that, yeah, they're getting the divorce or they're getting separated and all of that. It's kind of sad, you know. Marlo, of course, had a talk with Marc before the event is over and says, oh, did you have a seat for me? And he's like, yeah, with Nini, what's going on? You know, I just think it's kind of sad, and no one is happy. No way. No one is ever happy to see another person's marriage break up, you know, or be unhappy in their marriage. No. However, it would just be good for Kenya to just sit back and reflect on this and say, hey, where did I go wrong? What could I have done better? And was Marc really the person for me? Could we have spent more time getting to know each other? You know, things like that. That's just my own thought. But next week is going to be lit, I think, because they're going to Greece. And ladies we see Candy trying to tell the ladies that they should all try to, you know, keep the divorce thing under, you know, wrap and not talk about it. Marlo's like, oh, girl, that's going to be hard for me, okay? I totally get it, because like I said, Kenya wasn't nice when Phaedra was going through a divorce. She wasn't nice. She was throwing a divorce party. And I'm thinking, can you imagine if right now Portia decides to throw a divorce party for Kenya? You can dish it. Can you take it? Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to share, be sure to like, and subscribe.